First thing I want to know is who would win in a fight, Serenity or Enterprise?
I would have to say the Star Trek Enterprise. It has way more phasers and photon torpedoes. Serenity's just a solid ship, really.
Who do you think would win in an arm wrestle, Teal'c or Worf?
Well, that's a good question. Who would win in an arm wrestling contest with Teal'c and Worf? I would think, because Teal'c only made 10 years of chess, and I think Worf and Toto made 13 years of chess, I think that would be Worf.
Phaser and Vera? Which one would you go with?
That's a tough one. I think phasers can cut through steel and titanium hulls, so I'm going to go with the phaser. Although Vera's a good, powerful weapon, it's not quite as good as a phaser.
You love Vera, though.
I do love Vera, but it's if it's a choice between that and the phaser, I'm going to go with the phaser.
And out of the entire cast of Star Trek The Next Generation, who do you think would turn out to be a Cylon?
I don't think there are any Cylons in there. none of them are Cylons, trust me.
And do you think that Mal and Captain Picard would get along if they had to ever work together?
No, a lot of arguing about which way they should go.
That's a very resounding no.
Yeah.
Who would you prefer to have as your right-hand man, Sol or Commander Riker?
Oh, I'd have to stay with Saul.
Yeah.
Because he is my right hand.
I'm sure you've noticed that we're missing one person. Who's the greatest actors to ever grace the stage, not to mention Shakespearean text. Definitely one of the sexiest bald men alive. Please welcome Sir Patrick Stewart to us. Decisively like it should be for you, Sir Patrick. As chair. Awkward. So
difficult for me to tell you because you're so humble. And yet you notice how I made sure that I got it in the place. So happy. That was the last time we had a little party to celebrate.
We're going to renegade some audience questions, but first off, obviously in the A7, we started TNG, you knew that you were continuing this iconic franchise, and it was going
Which one of us did the best one? Who was the best one? Just say it was me. Just lie and say it was me.
The fact is that there were 8 other me's. No, because what I felt was that each one of you took an aspect of me, because
it wasn't 8 of you, it was just that you were so big you could not embody one single entity.
Oh man.
that is a compliment.
Like I was saying, I had a cry. But anyway, it was, before we got captured, we had been crawling through caves in dirt, on stage 16, which is we call Planet Hell because that's where they put all the godforsaken planets we go to. And it was dirt. They just keep dirt on this stage just for this occasion. And we had a lot of cats. Cats, dirt. And we're crawling around, we got these things on, and we're all dirty, Gates is there with all this stuff, and all of a sudden it was late, and we're sitting there between takes, and I look over, and Patrick and I look at each other and just start laughing. Just for no reason, we just started. I mean, uncontrollably. And I said, Patrick, what are you laughing about? He says, I don't know how I got here. I was at a seminar in Santa Barbara. The next thing you know, I'm calling around a cat shit. I gotta say that those moments happen with every one of the actors. I mean, there are just moments where you just are in tears.
Not the cat shit,
Not the cat shit. I mean, there was one of the other ones was Brent is always has it together, doesn't bust up, doesn't crack up, during the scene. But there was a scene where LeVar walk in, and Bryn says, Nurse Okawa, can I speak to Dre? And he's laying on a slab.
He's like a piece of meat on a slab. And I'm saying, could I speak to Jordy, please? He can't talk, he's dead.
And for 20 minutes, we couldn't do it. And Bryn was on the ground, and I was making jokes like, he says, can I speak to Jordy? Well, yes you can, but it'll be a little one-sided. But it was those type of moments for 7 years. And that's kind of, how it was.
You know what? I always thought that you guys were laughing because I was naked under the claw. And now I know that it was the dialogue?
Yeah, exactly. Look, we would not be laughing. We would be in awe.
Is there anything you'd like to say about acting naked, sir? Yes, I think there may be. I did my butt shot.
Please extrapolate. Actually, I have to say quickly before he extrapolates, if I had known, girls, he didn't tell anyone he was going to be naked. If I had known, I would have been there with the camera. And those photos would have been on my table this weekend. Please tell the naked bottom story. No, it's not coming out.
Can I mention another moment that remains warm in my memory? Yes. And this has nothing to do with butts. I just quote a line, that's all, and you watch the reaction. It wasn't him. It never was. It was his assistant. Over. It wasn't him, it never was. It was his assistant. It wasn't him, it never was. It was his assistant. It wasn't him, it never was. It was his assistant. It wasn't him, it never was. It was his
So for those of you that got behind the camera, did it give you a different perspective on the series you were a part of? And did you maybe appreciate a little bit less the fact that sometimes people laugh a lot?
Let me start. Before the directors amongst us answer this question, which doesn't include me obviously, which is why I'm getting my 2 cents worth in now. Patrick, you remember all the smoke that we always used to have to act in? All the atmospheric smoke? All these
safe smoke.
Very safe.
Very safe.
This has nothing to do with its carcinogenic properties.
Right.
Not only safe, good for you.
Good for you. Change the law. Well, wait a second, because Patrick, when he was an actor, complained to the Screen Actors Guild. And they came to the set.
This is actually a true story.
This is a true story. And they came to the set and they told us all what all the guidelines and recommendations were for working in the smoke. And then this was great because basically they had 20 minutes until we had to go out and breathe some fresh air. And he was the one that called Sam. Bear this in mind. Until he got direct. You have never seen so much effing smoke in your life.
Makes shit look good, doesn't it? I do remember watching the dailies of the bar scene in Fistful of Pictures. It looked like the bar
friends really care.
It'll look great, Jonathan. You cross the room, you stop in the middle of the room, and you kneel. Yes, sir. Like a good idea. It looked great.
All right, we got questions from the floor that we can.
No, I think it's a beautiful name. It may be my favorite. It used to be Lala. That has nothing to do with her question.
Just trying to weasel your way out of it, Patrick.
Were you quoting Ms. Lala Ward?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I don't recall her ever saying that. She is a neighbor of mine. And she is married to the brilliant and wonderful Richard Dawkins. And he would, I'm sure, hold Lala to the truth. So give me your telephone number, and I mean nothing by this. You missed it. But I'll get back to you.
Meanwhile, all the female Trek enthusiasts are running to legally change their name to Eunice. So, thank you, Patrick. Next up, we have Katie. So, Katie, please ask your question to the cast.
Hi, I was wondering, what storyline did you always want to do on the show that you never got the chance?
That's good.
Troy has an affair with John Bon Jovi.
He's crazy.
What you did?
Oh!
I remember really wishing that we could have done more multi-episode story arcs instead of the self-contained episodic work that we were doing. It was just the way that television worked back then, with us being a first-run syndication show. That was what we had to do. But I remember a couple of times, before we started doing the two-parters to close and open seasons, we did Conspiracy at the end of the first season. And I was just so excited that we were referring back to a thing that had happened a few episodes ago. And I really hoped that that meant that we were going to do these things in the second year that would be more about character development and more about the relationships among all of us. It turns out I was a naive 14-year-old.
What I remember about that story was do that 2 or 3 more times. It'll be great. At that table of whatever the hell those people were, all those heavyweights, everyone had noodles to eat. Whole wheat noodles. But I had wasn't enough. I had live mealworms. And I had to hold the mealworms over my, and they went into my mouth. I ate them. It was a little like getting into black slime in your episode. Nobody else would get into black slime. I'll get into black slime. Quote, Jonathan Frakes. What's this? I said to Will Thomas. He said, it's fine. It's Metamucil and black printer's ink. Cat shit's nothing.
You jumped into that black slime like somebody jumping off a sinking ship that was on fire. I thought it was awesome.
Johnny was amazing because he ate stuff and did stuff that none of us would have done.
He slept with stuff.
And he slept with stuff. But then you always have to kill them. Or they died.
You know, I had an idea that I pitched more than once that they didn't buy. We worked at Paramount Pictures, which was really a magical place to go to work every day. It's still maybe the greatest studio in Hollywood to visit or just to walk around. The history there is just phenomenal. And so I had this idea that we would go back in time and land at Paramount Pictures. And in order to be inconspicuous, we got jobs on a Flash Gordon movie or something. But no, we did not like that.
I remember going to Gene Roddenberry, the first season, and I brought the Oliver Sacks book, The Awakening, and I said, God, this would be great for an episode if we would do that. And everyone was like, nah, I don't think so. And of course, Robin Williams did the movie. But I wanted to do something that was that kind of, a lot of comas, a little bit of Ridley Scott kind of stuff.
Alrighty then. So our next question is from Derek. Derek.
Well, and they are as lovely backstage and in the private moments as they are here. They are really genuine, wonderful people, and I need them to talk about it. Except for Will Wheaton. I'd like to direct my two comments/questions at Mr. Wheaton. First is a comment, Mr. Wheaton. I disagree with you completely. There is no such thing as faster than light neutrinos. And secondly, on a serious note,
Wait, allow me to challenge the premise of your question, sir. As exist in the vacuum of space, or faster than light neutrinos as exist when emitted through the main navigational deflector in an inverse tachyon. Matter-antimatter intermix in the workhorse, sir. It's a good way to power a toaster.
my ship jumps didn't have a warp core, frack you, Will Wheaton. It feels really good to say that for the 7,000 people. But seriously, I've known you for a great number of years. You are one of my dearest friends. You really are a wonderful and genuine human being. God, it hurts to say that. And being on Bowser, I understand the ensemble cast. I understand the ups and downs. I was a huge pain in the butt on that show sometimes. And when I go back and I visit with the cast, I still feel like this weird kind of outsider kind of thing. It's been a long time since you sat up there with these people that you called friends so many years ago that I know you have a genuine affection for. What does it mean to you now to be sitting up there with these, wonderful people?
I left Star Trek Next Generation when I was 18 years old, and initially I thought that it was a really smart business career move, and in some ways it was, and in more ways it wasn't. And what I was unprepared for was how much I was going to miss the people that are on this stage, and how much I was going to miss the spacesuit that I hated wearing, and the helmet hair that I couldn't stand putting on anymore. And after that went on for a while, and I told these guys this when we were having dinner tonight. After that ended, I just felt really ashamed of myself. And I felt like I just couldn't go to the set. And I felt like I couldn't look them in the eye. I felt like I didn't have the right to invite them to my wedding. And years after that, I sort of saw them at a few conventions, and I just, I tried to sort of like say, look, I just apologize for being a kid. And to a person on his stage, everyone said, yeah, you were a kid. You were always welcome. You were always part of us. To be here tonight, for me, it's very, very much for me. It's like coming home.
And it got down to the last episode, and I was going, you know, this is no big deal. I'm not going to get emotional. We're going to go into the movie right afterwards. I'm going to see these people. No big deal. And we're all sitting around the poker table. And all of a sudden, spontaneously, we all held hands. I mean, it was just a spontaneous thing. We just all held hands, looked at each other, and I went, oh shit. Oh no, please, no. And I'm looking at these people, I'm going, okay, you know, and then we did the scene, and the guy said, cut. And they took off, the wardrobe person came on and took off my ball drink. And I don't know what happened, but I started wailing. Uncontrollably. I thought, oh my God. People I didn't even like. I'm like, I hated you guys, but I'm going to miss you so much. And it was just, and I haven't cried. I've never cried like that. But it was just this whole thing that just kind of happened. But it was, I mean, that's some kind of remembrance of it, but I thought it was a wonderful episode. You know, I'm sorry you were dead. It was good that you were alive. But it was, I thought it was great episode.
I'm going to pour some cold water on this touching moment. Because I know the world thinks that the last shot of Star Trek The Next Generation, Season 7, was Brent saying, and the sky's the limit, which, by the way, was a line written by Mr. Brent Spiner. And that was brilliant. But in fact, that was not the last scene that was shot on Star Trek The Next Generation. And during the weeks that we were shooting that final episode, you'll remember, guys, the stage was filled with executives from Paramount and visitors and dignitaries and politicians, all wanting to be there when the season wrapped. Well, the series actually wrapped at 2 o'clock in the morning on stage 18, which was standing in for Planet Hell, stage 16. It was cold and miserable, and there were 2 actors fighting their way through some tough dialogue. I was one of them, and the other one was Mr. John Delancey. And nobody was there to watch it.
Lamar, what did you think about the way that the series wrapped up with all good things?
I think for fans, it was a nice bow. For us, having gone through this journey, which was to continue, we are still experiencing that sense of loss and disconnection. We try desperately, I believe, because of the bonds that we have formed, to maintain the link that binds us together. This has been, God bless. This has been a remarkable opportunity, unprecedented, in that none of us have ever all been together at a convention before. Calgary just goes to show the world that it's going on right here. We are enormously important to one another. We share a bond that is unbreakable. And to have shared it with all of you for all of these years only lends strength and credence to the reality that what you saw on the screen is in fact and indeed reflected in our interpersonal relationships. We thank you enormously for caring about the people that we have played for all of these years.